And that beautiful pond is just one of over 30 that's going to be in the Austin Pond Society tour that's coming up in July. We hope that you'll be able to join thousands of Texans, Central Texans, as they go from pond to pond, experiencing the joys of water gardening. Right now I'm joined by a couple of guests, Michael Ziegler and Marc Brewster, who have been organizing, very carefully organizing this tour. It looks like an extravaganza with over 30 ponds. Let's talk real briefly, Marc, about how people can find the tickets and how do they plug in to get the information they need.
We have tickets available on our website at www.austinpondsociety.org. They can buy tickets, wristbands is what we use as means of identification, on the website for $12.50 in advance, and it's great value for the family for
that's
a long
an
weekend.
Amazing deal. $12.50 and you get to tour up to 30 ponds, and it's Saturday and Sunday.
And Saturday night.
Oh, and Saturday night, which is kind of a new feature that I think that's been added in, right?
That's right. We found in this heat that might be some of the most popular things we have to do.
It's been a little brutal this year, it's true. And it's one of the beauties, though, of gardening with water is that it really provides that sense of relief, doesn't it, Mike?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. The water is both cooling and it has a sound property that's very relaxing. So even though it's hot, you can still go and enjoy yourself. It's a self-directed tour. You pick the ponds that you want to see, and it is a very, very wonderful experience.
And you know, one of the things you're doing this year that I hadn't heard of in years past, that you have beneficiaries of the money that you raise.
This year, the Wright House, Safe Place for battered children and women, and the Austin Independent School District libraries, who would otherwise not be able to buy certain books for the library, will all be beneficiaries of the proceeds of this.
Well, that's just great. Now, let's talk about the variety of pond experiences that people are going to see. I know there'll be all different kinds, from grandiose, beautifully crafted, professionally designed ponds to things that people made with their own hands out of joy. We're going to give people kind of a quick overview. The first pond we're going to take a look at is owned by, we're going to refer to these by the couple's first names. This is Gerald and Suzie's pond. And this is on the night tour. And we're going to feature a couple of these night gardens because I think that's going to be a special experience. This is an exquisite professional pond.
It's one of my favorites of the whole tour that I took. The photos that I took, I got about half of the ponds. And mostly in the north side, but that pond in particular was so much fun to shoot, and I enjoyed meeting them, and I think people on the tour will too. They're very passionate about their pond and their whole house is wonderful. Yeah, all the features. Yes.
Right. It's not just one pond. It's a raised pond
several.
with disappearing streams and other things, right?
Yes, sir.
And beautiful lighting.
Yeah, so it would be a great experience. And you referenced the fact that people will get to meet the owners, and that's really one of the joys of going on these tours, is spending time talking to the owners and hearing their passion for what they're doing, right?
Well, I was actually surprised myself in the past year. I thought I was going to open up my pond early in the morning and that I'd leave after an hour or so and leave it to the volunteers. And somewhere around midnight that evening, I realized that I hadn't had lunch and dinner, and that we had been talking about fish and plants and pumps all day long.
Yeah, well, so people get an idea of what they can expect is a gracious host who want to share information. And there's kind of a sense of camaraderie, I think, on these garden tours.
Absolutely.
The next pond that we're going to talk about is another night pond. This one filled with unusual sculpture. Why don't you share?
It's actually my house.
Oh, that's your house. Okay.
And there are many future projects that people will be able to see in progress. But we'll light these with electric candles. We've done this once before just as an experiment, and it's a lovely experience. There's a lot of walking involved, and probably for the entire tour, it's a good idea if everyone wears sensible shoes, so they can climb up and down steps and so forth.
Right.
But most of our ponds are accessible, and we've made a particular note of that on the website, which ones are completely accessible, which ones would involve taking a walker or a wheelchair across grass, but not too difficult to cross.
And your pond is actually at the bottom of a slope and will be illuminated at night. It sounds like in a beautiful fashion.
It is. It's turned out well, and I feel privileged to live there.
That's great. That's great. Well, let's continue our tour. On Sunday, we have one that is this is Mike's. I don't know.
Not mine.
Not yours.
Mike.
Okay, different Mike. But describe this one if you would.
Gosh.
It's a work in progress.
Okay.
It is for the engineers in the group who really are interested in the details and the backbone and how do you accomplish something from the ground up. Mike has done an elaborate master plan which he'll show to visitors, and he'll have an Alhambra-like water feature when he gets through with water passing down steps. He'll have fire coming up out of fountains. So it's going to be an extraordinary experience. And you'll get to see it this year as it's taking shape, and next year you'll be able to see it completed.
Can I add one other thing?
Yeah, sure.
When I took the photos of Mike's elaborate pond, my brother came with me. His name is Bill, and he's also an engineer. And to hear those two talk engineering of all these pond features and the levels and the layers and the pumps and how much horsepower you need, it was pretty amazing.
Don't be too intimidated, folks.
No. These were engineers. You have to remember these were engineers talking their own language.
Yes,
absolutely. But it was fun.
There's something for everybody.
Yeah. But to see one in process would be a lot of fun for a lot of folks. I think that's a great addition. We have one that is Steve, and I'm not reading my own handwriting here, but this is on Sunday. It's a raised pond and stream. Steve and Janice, I think?
Yes, from our buildings.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, this is in their front yard, and this is a twofer, as Michael mentioned to me earlier. The next door neighbors are on the tour as well. You park once and cover both. This is a lovely stream and raised pond with koi and lovely plants, and the sound and the sights as you approach the front door of the house are particularly lovely. So some people hide these in their backyards,
right? But
this is one that everyone gets to enjoy as they come to the house.
See, and I think that's really cool, and there's something different about a front garden that it's like a gift to the neighborhood.
It is,
and especially if you have a water feature, I'm sure it attracts attention from the neighbors, and probably has a great social element as well.
Well, as a matter of fact, in these times of drought and too much water at one time, these ponds represent also something that plant life, birds, and other animals can use to survive between heavy rainfalls. And this is one that's many animals come to during the day and evening.
Okay. Real briefly, Ed and Yolene's front and back, filled with whimsical things, and it looks like a crafted with love here by the folks themselves.
This was a real joy for me to photograph. They have ironwork sculptures. They have, like you say, whimsical ceramic pieces, and they have a magnificent group of koi as well. They are really, really pretty.
Well, we only have a brief moment here, so let's recap for everybody. This is happening on July 18th and 19th.
Exactly.
Saturday and Sunday. The website again?
www.austinpondsociety.org.
And again, just a real bargain. $12.50 a ticket, 30 ponds, night and day. Great camaraderie. Thanks, guys, for being a part of Central Texas Gardeners sharing all this information.
We appreciate the opportunity.
So welcome.
Okay, I hope you have a lot of friends meet you on tour. Coming up next, it's Skip Breaker.